Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flight Podcast. My name is Jacob Shanker.
And I'm Andrew Thomas.
Shut up and sit down.
Week 9 in the NFL is underway as the Packers are currently facing the 49ers since we're recording this on a Thursday. And Jacob, we talked about Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers last week, but it happened again. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? I'm like, oh my goodness.
I mean, looking at it right now, currently as we're recording, it's 34-3 and almost halfway through the fourth quarter. That's nuts. I mean, they are just so good together. As the weeks keep going on, the case for them being the best wide receiver and quarterback duo just continues to increase because you have Aaron Rodgers, who is probably honestly a top 3 quarterback right now. And when Davante Adams is healthy, he's a top 3 wide receiver.
Davante Adams is just something special. He did have an injury, but every single game that he's played has been absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That he's played the entire game, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if you just look on fantasy football alone, what does he have? Like 240 points and he's averaging 35?
If we take out that week 2 where he got injured, yeah, he had 2 40-point games. He had, like you said, I think 2 30-point. I mean, he's really insane. And I mean, me personally, I have him on one of my leagues, and I think when he's healthy, if he was healthy the entire season, he would 100% be number 1.
Without a doubt. Without a freaking
He has no
doubt.
flaw in his game.
Yeah,
zero.
It's crazy. And I got to give it up to the bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He's really good. He's really silencing all the haters, especially this year, because I think I gave him a bit too much hate as I put him at, I think it was 6th in my top 10 quarterbacks.
Drew Brees was better than him.
I take that back a lot,
yeah.
But, he's just remarkable. And, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, you look at Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers as they're both getting older. Aaron Rodgers, even though he's older, he's doing better.
Yeah.
Much better. Tom Brady, even though he's older than Drew Brees, I think Tom Brady's doing better. Not as good as Aaron Rodgers, obviously, but he's still doing remarkable things.
It's not that far off Aaron Rodgers, I think. Not that far. Tom Brady's still. I will say I
put him in.
I also underestimated Tom Brady, but I think we both underestimated Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we expected him to do this good.
I mean, the one thing is, right, with Tom Brady, it's a lot because of the options he has, because he has so many. He doesn't have one position where it's
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. He has Gronk back, and Gronk is still very reliable.
Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. He's got
Leonard Fournette is going off lately. He's been doing really good. He's just popped up.
The Bucs have been able to utilize both Ronald Jones Jr. and Leonard Fournette really well.
The Bucs are definitely one of the teams for the Super Bowl. Probably.
I mean, the case is becoming clearer and clearer. The one thing is their defense.
Defense is really good this year.
I mean, yeah, but it is really good. I just think it's just being consistent is the thing that they're going to need to work on for the rest of the year.
Yeah, a little bit, but you're not going to get that with every team because you plays good offense and bad offense.
That's true. That's true.
But for this episode, we're going to be diving right into what we think our predictions are going to be for the matchups. Starting off with the Texans and Jaguars, and I'm just going to go right ahead. I got the Texans. This is an easy decision. I don't really care that they have a terrible record. Both of these teams have a bad record though.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson's going to take him up. He's going to take him up, give him another W, and that there's nothing really to explain about this. But also, Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback still.
Yes, I agree with Deshaun Watson being a top 10 quarterback. I think even though, like you said, they're only 1-6 right now, the Texans, I think he is still doing very well with the options he's given. Because when Bill O'Brien took away a top 3 wide receiver, which I think was the dumbest thing they could have ever done. Why? And it's not even that they got someone good. They got David Johnson. They didn't need David Johnson. They don't want
They
David.
didn't need David Johnson. They needed DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, they needed to keep DeAndre Hopkins and build upon DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson duo because they were one of the best, right?
Look at how the Texans are right now.
Exactly. Look at how the Cardinals are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. They are remarkable, right? So I think what Deshaun Watson has been able to do with the Texans, I think has been remarkable, and I think we need to give him more credit than he's getting. So for me, Texans.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the next matchup, which is my New York Giants and the Washington football team. Who you got?
This one is a real toughie. And I said that originally, I have all my predictions out here. I originally had the local football team winning. And I forgot how good Saquon Barkley is for the Giants. Like, he's just, it doesn't matter where he is.
He's injured.
It doesn't matter where he is. Giants are still ridiculous.
Injured or not?
Let's be honest here. This is going to be a really, I don't know. It's either going to be a high scoring game or a low scoring game.
I feel like it's going to go the same way it went last game. For me, I'm going to say I got Giants winning it. And I think, here's the thing, right? The football team has a terrible they really do not have a good offense. The Giants' defense is honestly not terrible. I think
it's not that bad. It's not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Exactly. So they're going to be able to stop that offense, I would think, probably more than they did in the last game. But the problem is, right, the Giants' offensive line. Your boy, Andrew Thomas, as yourself, is not good. I think he was I just think he was not a good draft pick to have as the fourth pick. I still think to this day they should have drafted Mekhi Becton because he's doing so much better than Andrew Thomas. But besides the point,
it's just so weird to hear an NFL player's name, Andrew Thomas. I still flinch up. Like, what?
I know it's funny. It's really funny.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Every time I say his name like in front of my family, they always think I'm talking about you, or it's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's an actual player.
Yeah,
but besides that, that offensive line as a whole is terrible. Even though the Giants worked on it a lot, it's really not good. And the Redskins defensive line is surprisingly really good.
Yeah, I know. They've been doing really good this season.
They've had a great rushing defense. Yeah. And as we know, Daniel Jones has been fumbling a lot. He's been getting a lot of sacks.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah. And
he also messed up his 80-yard run.
This is not going to help him. Not at all.
The bright side about that is that he went 21 miles an hour.
Yeah. I think he was one of the fastest in the past 2 years.
He said he tried going faster and he lost his balance. That's what he said.
I just feel like people underappreciate him because they think he's doing terrible. Because what they do is they really just look at the stats, right? Stats aren't everything. If you're going to look and to dive into the game, you'll see.
You can watch the games.
Exactly. You'll see as immediately, almost every single play, the same thing happens. Daniel Jones loses the ball because the offensive line fails to try and guard any defensive line, right? And the other thing is Daniel Jones, whenever the defensive line is coming at him, he's either forced to chuck the ball up, which gets intercepted, or
Sterling Shepard catches it.
But a lot of the time he's getting a lot of interceptions because of that. But another thing which I have noticed is that when the defensive line is coming in and trying to sack Daniel Jones, he's been getting much better at trying to get away from that defensive line and trying to get out of a situation that will result in a sack or a fumble. So I'll give him that, but I still have my Giants winning this game.
I also have the Giants winning, and it's going to be nice to see the Giants getting a W.
Mm-hmm.
Getting closer to – it's weird to think that they do have a chance at winning the NFC East.
Honestly, I'm not trying to say this as a bias, but if they can do
When
well.
we get to the
Sure.
playoffs, I will be so psyched up. I don't
agree to have
care about the fact. I honestly don't care about the fact. Oh my goodness. I just don't care that they're gonna lose in the divisionals, but that would be
Hey, if the
sick.
Giants can make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Gonna be gonna be another miracle story, another Eli Manning. But
Oh my
let's
god.
let's head on from our Giants before we have our crushes on Daniel Jones exposed. We have the Ravens and Colts. I have the Ravens. This is a really tough one for me because these teams both have elite defense, and it was really hard to count out this is the only one that I'm skeptical about. I really don't know who's going to win this one, but I think Lamar Jackson is going to come back into his own. I think he's going to have a good game. I got Ravens. You?
I'm leaning more towards the Ravens on this matchup, right? Because the Colts, their offense, I'm not going to trust them getting a very high scoring
Not with Philip Rivers.
game. No, not with Philip Rivers, even though they did have a good game last game.
I
Yeah, but I mean that Ravens defense is really good, so they'll be able to stop them no matter what. But the Colts defense is nuts. They're really good this year. And the one thing that I'm going to be saying is why I am going towards the Ravens is because I just think overall as a team, if they're going to be able to pull out in this game, then the Colts will. I think that when it comes down to it, the Ravens are going to get more possessions than the Colts will. And that's going to be a big factor in this game. So I got Ravens. I got Lamar Jackson doing well, but I think it's really going to be the Ravens defense in this one.
Yeah. And because it's gonna be tough for both offenses.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go on to the Lions and Vikings game. I got the Vikings. I mean, there's not much to say, especially seeing Dalvin Cook come off a monster week. Like, oh my God, not even just for fantasy. Hold on. If you had him for fantasy.
If you didn't win, I am so sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
And you got extremely lucky for waiting for this man to come back. Because when he did, wow. Wow.
That was ridiculous.
He is a monster. He is a modern day Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, beast mode.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so good. Like, I didn't watch the game, but I was looking at the box score. Holy shamoly, he has 4 touchdowns.
I watched the game. He was running over everyone.
Yeah.
He's
the best pure rushing running back in the league.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook are both the best pure rushing running backs. Yeah. And they both have similarities that resemble them from beast mode. But overall, yeah, Lions, I don't think have a chance.
No, I don't think so. Unless Matthew Stafford has a good game.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Vikings defense is still doing really well.
Yeah. Let's move on to Bears Titans. I got the Titans. Ryan Tannehill, like we were just talking about, Derrick Henry. Doesn't matter if the Bears defense is doing good. No one's handling Derrick Henry. I don't care.
No, not even the Steelers defense. He did well. Obviously he didn't do as well as he's been doing every other game, but he still did well when he faced the Steelers that 1 week. And I got to give the man some credit because he was still able to get his yardage in. Even the touchdowns, he got everything in. And I think he will still continue to do well against the Bears defense. So, yeah, I got Titans.
Yep. Yeah. Plain and simple.
I mean, it's the Bears. I think Nick Foles is going to be much better for them than Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Right. And I think the one thing they need to work on is I don't know. It's just they have a lot of average players, right? Like Nick Foles
they're a good all around team.
Mm-hmm. Nick Foles is good, not great.
Yeah, he's good at he excels in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Allen Robinson's good. That's like about it for their wide receiver core. That's good. Their running backs, Tariq Cohen, even though he's injured, he was fine. Did well last year. He could have done better. He's not a great running back. Their defense is really good. They haven't been able to perform as well as they did in the 2018 season, but still overall, they just need to work, I think, as a whole on the entire team.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go into the Chiefs and Panthers game.
I got the Panthers.
Oh, you Panthers, yeah. The potential Christian McCaffrey return.
Hopefully, it's not this week. Hopefully, it's next week.
Because you don't want to see get demolished. Or well, honestly, no. I could see.
No, aren't you playing? Aren't you playing Mr. Sacks?
No, I'm not.
Oh no, you're not. Mr. Pomerantz is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I don't. I'm
well,
not.
Well, hopefully he comes back this week. Gets injured for our weeks, and then he comes back again.
Yeah. Well,
just come out for the rest of the year. Just like 5 or something.
I mean,
get him out of here.
Get him out of here. I mean, Christian McCaffrey. Well, I don't. Yeah, he's been hopeful from the reports. He's hopeful to play this week. How certain, me personally, do I think he is? I feel like he will play this week.
Probably, yeah.
As time goes on, right? Because this entire week we've seen him get better, get healthier, and it's been looking good so far. I mean, last week I know they were saying they were iffy about it, but then they ended up not playing him. But this week I think they.
And if they're feeling iffy from the previous week, they're probably feeling a lot better.
Mm-hmm. But even if the Chiefs will continue to dominate, and Patrick Mahomes will continue to be a beast like he did last week with this 5-touchdown game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And Travis Kelce. My favorite tight end. I know you like George Kittle, but he's still my favorite.
Okay. Yep.
Let's head on to Seahawks Bills. This is going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be a good Bills defense against a ridiculous Seahawks offense. But I still have the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Hopefully DK Metcalf goes off again. But by the way, DK Metcalf is like, I feel like I've said this so many times on the podcast, but he is without a doubt, in my opinion, the second coming of Megatron.
Yeah. I mean, we've said it multiple times, but it's clear he is.
Yeah. I don't think he definitely won't be as good as Calvin Johnson, but
no.
He's no. Like there's absolutely no way, because look at Calvin Johnson's a top 5 wide receiver.
But he will. I think DK Metcalf will do really well and he'll have a really good career.
Yeah, and if he has a good QB like Russell Wilson for a good amount of it, it'll be ridiculous.
Yeah. In terms of this week, I got Seahawks also. In terms of DK Metcalf, I just want to let you know, Andrew, because I know you got your boy DK. Do not get your hopes up, because have you met a young man by the name of Tre'Davious White that plays for the Bills? Because man's top 3 cornerback. That's all I'm gonna say. He is a beast, and that's the thing. But Russell Wilson.
Well, is he better than Stephon Gilmore? Because when Stephon Gilmore was on DK Metcalf, Stephon Gilmore couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but DK Metcalf didn't play as well as he normally did. Now, did he?
Still had a good game.
He still had a good game. You're right, but I'm not saying he's going to go off like he did last game or a lot of the previous weeks he has. I think this week we're going to like the Seahawks will still play very well. Russell Wilson will still have a great game. I just think we're going to see more of Tyler Lockett rather than DK Metcalf this game. That's my feeling.
Possibly, yeah.
But also,
hopefully DK Metcalf does still get his solid.
I still think he'll get yardage.
50 points somewhat.
Yeah. For also the other thing about Josh Allen, right? I know we were talking about this last week. I still do not have much faith in Josh Allen.
No.
Because of that game against the Jets
and up against a phenomenal Seahawks team. I'm just kidding. But even against the Seahawks defense, which isn't that good, I still don't believe that he'll be able to. Maybe he'll be all right, but there's no way he's going to be games 1 to 4 Josh Allen.
No, I don't think we'll ever see that again. I think I don't think by the end of the season he'll be top 5. I think he'll be at the very end of top 10.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah. So if you got Josh Allen on your fantasy team, I'd consider trading him.
Trading him. Don't waive him. Trade him without a
actually,
doubt.
not
Still
trade
has
him.
a ton of value.
Yeah, because he still has great value and people will still want him, but he's not someone you want to continue to have for the rest of the season or rely upon.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the next game, which is the Broncos and Falcons. This is a bit tricky for me, right? Because I will continue to lead towards the Falcons because they won last week, but I'm not counting out the Broncos because of Drew Lock. Because Drew Lock magic is nice. He is good, especially that game-winning touchdown. Nice.
That was nice.
It was really good.
Not
So
much to say for me on this. I also have the Falcons. I think that Matt Ryan, Julio lead them to a win. That's just that's like kind of
yeah,
simple.
I mean the Broncos defense is fine this year. A lot of it is mostly because of injuries, which has pretty much been the Broncos team the entire year,
Yeah,
which
it's
is sad. But I think we're going to see a lot of the Falcons wide receiver core showing out again, including Julio
Russell
Jones,
Gage.
Russell Gage, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Todd Gurley. I mean, everyone. They got a great offense, so it's going to be.
They have a good offense. They just need to get better coaching and defense, and the Falcons will be set again.
Yep.
Let's head on to Raiders Chargers. This is a toughie for me, but I'm going to go with the Chargers for the fact that Justin Herbert is really good, and also for the fact that Keenan Allen has been a beast in the last few games.
I got Raiders, me personally, because they've been doing well offensively and defensively. And the one thing is they were able to beat the Chiefs. Arguably the best team in the NFL right now.
Probably the best team.
Probably.
That was a bit of a shocker win. I think that
I'm not saying it's a shocker win. I mean, they are great overall. They really don't have a position where they're like bad in. They're really just a great overall team. John Gruden has been able to play great, has been able to coach really well. I know Justin Herbert, like we said, has still got him winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I still think he'll show out. But I think the Raiders are going to come out on top in this game.
it's tough. It's tough for me. It's tough. It's hard to argue about it. I have more faith in Justin Herbert than Derek Carr and in Keenan Allen than any of the other wide receivers on the Raiders.
I just could see Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, and everyone on that team just. Well, now we got Henry Ruggs coming back as well, who's so fast. He's so fast, and we're gonna see them coming out and showing out against the Chargers D. But let's move on to the next game, which is the Cardinals and Dolphins. Not much to say about this one, even though the Dolphins are up against they're above the Patriots in their division, but still Cardinals are winning this game without a doubt.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, ridiculous. DeAndre Hopkins is still, like look at the impact DeAndre Hopkins has done for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and we're seeing Kyler Murray progress and become again a much better quarterback.
Yeah, the probably like you said last podcast, the best rushing quarterback, better than Lamar Jackson this season.
This year, yes. Yeah.
Easy answer though, Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the Steelers versus America's team, the Cowboys.
This is a tough one, because Ben DiNucci, he is really amazing.
Steelers, easy one. Literally,
Yeah.
I don't have to explain. No explanations needed.
They are going to continue their undefeated run, and I'm not sure when this is going to end. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean,
I don't really
looking
know.
at their season. They play the Cowboys, which they can win. They play the Bengals, which they can win. The Jaguars, they can win. The
Ravens is going to be another tough one. They have
Ravens is iffy. Redskins they can beat.
Yeah.
Bills I think they can beat. Bengals they can beat. Colts are a maybe. Browns I think they can beat. If
Steelers go for an undefeated season,
that will be insane. That will be one of probably their best season of all time and one of the best seasons ever by a team. And if they go that, then championship bound.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Out.
Yeah. But it's crazy. All right, let's go on to the Bucs and Saints game. I personally have the Bucs, and the one thing is I know Michael Thomas may be coming back this week.
Most likely he'll be coming back.
Yeah.
On the Saints website or some website.
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury, right? He's coming right off an injury. I don't think he's going to be able to play as well, whether it's fantasy-wise or in real life-wise. I just think he's going to be limited a bit because they don't want him to re-aggravate his injury. But Tom Brady, I think, has been doing really well, and he's been able to utilize every single player on that offense and is going to be able to just demolish that Saints defense. And I don't have a lot of faith in Drew Brees this season. So I got Bucks.
Once again, I originally had Saints. I came into my own, and then I trust the Bucks. Tom
I've
Brady.
converted you. I've changed
hate
the
it.
mind of the man himself.
I hate it when you do that. I cannot believe it. You've been convincing me a lot of stuff lately. But you'll never convince me at one thing, and I know, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that LeBron James is the GOAT? You might be referring to that, huh?
Yeah, no.
Here, everyone that's listening, me and Andrew made a deal about this. Whether or not we agree or disagree about this, LeBron James and Michael Jordan are one. They are
Yeah.
just one. There's no other person that will ever beat them.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. But personally, I got the Bucks because of their wide receiver core. Their defense has been pretty good, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bucks.
That's it. Patriots, Jets, easy one. Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Cam Newton.
He's gonna have a good game.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah, he did against the Seahawks. Bad defense. He did really good.
Yeah,
That's a terrible defense.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't turn into what Josh Allen did against the Bills. What Josh Allen did against the Jets.
Oh my goodness.
That
would be sad. That'll be kind of depressing, actually.
Yeah, it'll be sad because Bill Belichick's got to work whatever's going on that team.
Yep. They miss Tom Brady.
Yep. That's all for today, everyone.
Feel free to comment down below who you got winning each matchup and if you agree with us.
Tune in to the next episode on Monday. See you guys next time.